Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by flashing my crush because of a spider. This actually happened today. I am cringing in embarrassment. I don't think I'm ever going to leave my room again, let alone face another human being. To set the stage, I, 20 meters, have recently, as in a couple of days ago, gone back to my university house. It's still a couple of weeks before term starts, but I've been stuck at home due to obvious reasons with my parents, and as much as I love them, I need my own space, so decided to come back to uni early, as did a few of my friends/housemates. There's 6 of us in total, 4 boys and 2 girls, one of whom, who I'll call Fiona, I have a crush on and have for some time now. At present, it's just me, one of the guys back and both of the girls. Anyway, we have 2 bathrooms between us, but only 1 shower. It's a pretty big house and this is a source of much annoyance by all of us, but so be it. Student housing is expensive. I was taking a shower this evening. I normally have one in the morning, but I was out last night and couldn't be asked this morning. Due to there only being 1 shower in the house and therefore often people waiting to use it, I tend to quickly rub a towel over my body and then put my dressing gown on and go to my room to dry my long hair that hasn't been cut since pre-lockdown. Only this time, it was different. As usual, I quickly dried my body with a towel, slipped into my dressing gown which I'd left in a pile on the floor, and left the bathroom. Outside was both of my female housemates, which includes the one I have a crush on and who I've been in the talking phase for a bit with. We were getting quite close after the turn of the year and I really thought something was there. Then the world ended and we had to go back home, to opposite sides of the country. We didn't really speak during lockdown until a couple of months ago when pubs and the like started to reopen, and a few drunk texts here and there seemed to spark things up again. Now is probably a good time to mention that I am arachnophobic, extremely arachnophobic. Like to the point where it's a running joke among multiple of my friend groups. To the point where I, as a fully grown adult male, may well scream if I see one like a little girl and will get my dad to remove one from my room, or alternatively one of my mates in my uni house. I would go to war before I face a spider. I fucking hate them and the creepy high-speed way they move and their 8 fucking legs and everything about them. So back onto the story. I stopped in the hallway to chat with the 2 girls, specifically my crush about I can't remember what now, when a massive fucking house spider, probably the biggest I've ever seen, like it was nearly the size of the palm of my hand, or maybe my memory is distorted by fear, crawled out of my dressing room arm onto my forearm and just fucking stood there, like John Wayne. I screamed. If the neighbors had heard, they would have cried bloody murder. Panic-stricken and absolutely terrified, I started violently shaking to get it off and, in a state of utter panic, forgetting where the hell I am and who the hell I'm talking to, rip my dressing gown off, exposing my fully nude and still dripping wet body. My dick sadly hanging there like a limp fish as it realized it's never going to meet Fiona. As the realization dawned on me, that I'd just flashed 2 very close friends, one of whom I've been pining after for the better part of 9 months, I froze. Still nude. I just looked at them as they looked back in abject horror. I want to say this Mexican standoff lasted around 5 seconds, but it could well have been 5 minutes and I couldn't tell you the difference. When my senses came back to me, I fled down the stairs and into my room, still butt naked. I'm wearing my backup comfy dressing gown now, huddled in bed reading words of comfort from some of my friends and typing this. I genuinely don't think I'll ever recover, or be able to face Fiona or the other girl again. Fuck you, spider ass fucking Al-Qaeda. If anyone has any advice on how I rectify the situation, it would be very much appreciated. I'm generally a pretty laid back guy and am planning on using humor to cover things up as I slowly die inside, but working up the courage to leave my room is going to take some time, which is unfortunate because due to high tensions, I really need a shit. I've already made my peace with the fact I'm probably never getting with Fiona now, and that I'll be the butt, no pun intended, of every joke for the next year. Going to war sounds quite promising now come to think of it. Anyway, thanks for reading. I hope my hilarious fuck up can bring you a few laughs as I wallow in pain. Too long didn't read. Spider jumped me while talking to crush, flung away my dressing gown in utter panic, forgetting I was naked underneath. Don't want to speak to people again. Stay naked to assert dominance. Have a shit with the door open. Eat a live raccoon in front of your friends. Got this? Honestly, this wouldn't have ruined anything for me if I had been in that situation. The only way this would hurt your chances is if you become awkward after this. I think things between us are fine, honestly. We spoke. I tried to act as though this sort of shit happens every day and humorously brush it aside. She said it was strangely endearing and we're going for drinks in a few days. Own it. Wear a Spider-Man costume indefinitely from now on. This was so well written, thank you for the laugh. It totally sucks what happened, but I think your idea of humor is the best way to go about it. And hey man, if you need a shit, get out of your room and own that walk to the bathroom. Own it, and see what happens. Glad I made you laugh. We spoke a couple hours after the fact, and she hinted at a few things that make me hopeful for the future. The memory is too raw at the moment for me, but in time this will just be another funny uni story. We didn't really speak during lockdown until a couple of months ago. The real FU is hidden in the story. Seriously, though, I understand the feeling that you fucked up. However, I'd say for most people it probably won't be a big deal, and might just be a funny story to tell. You might want to apologize, just in case. But just try to imagine how you would respond to a friend who is terrified of spiders ripping off their clothes to get away from a spider. Hopefully, you'd realize that it was a distressing experience for them and you'd want to make it as easy for them to recover from that experience, but also it's kinda funny. That's probably how they feel. Today I fucked up by ordering a banana split. Obligatory. I'm on mobile, so sorry about that. Too long didn't read, at bottom. This happened just a few minutes ago. I was driving home when I was struck with the brilliant idea to get a delicious banana split. I pull into the drive-thru, card in hand, ready to order the sweet banana goodness. I place the order, and the very clearly male voice says, "Will that be all, ma'am?" Like the socially inept butterfly I am, I reply, "Yes, ma'am." I realize my mistake. He realizes my mistake. I sit there in silence, because I am not good at life. I debate just leaving the drive-thru, but darn it, I want some banana split. Eventually, I get to the window and hand him my card. He tells me the total again, which is slightly higher than what was quoted to me at the speaker. I am still drowning in embarrassment, so I don't mention it. I get my order and pull out of the parking lot. When I got home, I checked my receipt. He charged me for extra nuts. I still haven't stopped laughing. Too long didn't read. I accidentally called a man mom and he reminded me of his nuts. So are you getting married? Seems like he wants to show you his nuts. I sit there in silence, because I am not good at life. Thank you, now I know how to explain myself. You win for the today I fucked up that made me LOL this month. Thanks for sharing. How good were his nuts? I love that for you. Today I fucked up by sharing my porn addiction with everyone on Twitter. Okay, I hate reliving this so much, but it's a true story, and a long one, so buckle those belts. This is easily the most embarrassing story I never share, because it's not even funny. Perfect for this subreddit. This happened when I was 14, a freshman in high school. I've known what porn is and how to find it ever since I was 10. My older brothers would casually masturbate with porn around the house when the parents were gone. Even though the youngest, me, could easily see what they were doing at any time. So I was introduced at a very early age to the idea of sex, being horny and whatnot. Around this time in my life I had become very religious. My whole life was acting super nice at school and constantly using my kindness to get people to come to church with me. Your basic all-in, try-hard Jesus freak. I wanted to stop watching porn really bad inside, and so did my church. I told my pastors about it, my own parents. That was embarrassing, and even some close friends what I was dealing with and how I was trying to change and stop watching porn. This was all out of guilt and determination to quit. One day I had an inspired idea to sort of blog about my struggles and progress online. A place where I could just be honest about all the deepest guilt I felt inside daily trying to fight the porn addiction. I decided to make an anonymous Twitter account, with lots of honesty, thoughts and extremely personal details. I must have stayed up for 3 hours working on all the posts I made venting, because I remember having an especially tough day and writing was helping me cope with the guilt a lot. Never was any of this meant to be shared with anyone, the whole idea was to make myself feel better by sharing it anonymously. When I got up the next morning, I went to check on the account and think about the stuff I journaled away last night and, to my shock, my account had gained 100 some followers overnight. I was confused, yes, but most of all I was utterly horrified that possibly hundreds of people who knew me read about my hidden addiction to porn. Needless to say I was completely paralyzed and thought my entire life as a high schooler was over. How could this happen? I didn't use my real name, let alone any name, I didn't share any details relating to me, and I most certainly did not share this godforsaken account with anybody willingly. I didn't even tell anybody I was going to make it. But in all of this I made one fatal mistake. Since it was my first time using Twitter, I had stupidly used my primary email address, the same email I used to register for everything, and Twitter had kindly connected the dots for me and invited everybody to come and say hi to their friend /_________________________ from Facebook. In other words, Facebook had shared all my information with that Twitter account and sent that porn addiction account to all of my Facebook friends, family, classmates, former Taekwondo instructors, co-workers, friends of family, and future potential girlfriends lots of girls. That's not the last of it. What now? What the hell do I do now? I think to myself, there's no easy way out of this, surely if I don't delete this account ASAP, I'm doomed. First, though I sent messages to everybody following me to please forget this account, it was all an accident or something like that, I don't even remember, but I was trying to clean up this mess and I think I just panicked. And after the absolute shameful messages I sent to these followers, I tried deleting the account, but Twitter at the time left a 30-day period before your account was deleted. And if I logged in again within those 30 days, the account would be considered permanent again. Panicking, I decided that I just have to swallow those 30 days whole and pretend this entire thing never happened. I had never been so afraid to show my face at school. The account was up for 30 days, and the only time I ever spoke about it was one time when my best friend vaguely asked me about it. I said something like, "Yeesh, let's please not talk about it." But how many followers does it have? Like 500, bro. Everybody knows about it. Yikes. Definitely on my top 3 most humbling events in my life so far. Too long didn't read, made a blog to cope with porn addiction, and nearly everyone that knew me found out about it. Well, it doesn't sound like it actually ended all too badly for you, considering you were only bugged about it once. Got lucky. Today I fucked up by sharing my porn addiction with everyone on Twitter and Reddit. Who on Reddit doesn't have a porn addiction? I read porn as corn, thoughtful face, thoughtful face. JW or Mormon? It was a non-denominational church if that's what you mean. Oof, I'll probably have nightmares about that tonight. It was a nightmare. Lamau, I'm so glad I never had to deal with it publicly, but I know there was loads of gossip going on about it.